Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about storm preparation with children. As you can see here, I'm in my basement and I'm looking around at all the games we have. My children are adults, but once upon a time they were small children. And these are some tips I learned along the way. You might live in a cold weather climate and you may be used to this type of weather coming at us. But there are so many people in the path of this snowstorm coming, and this storm is predicted to be a historic storm. I'm not talking about this to scare anyone. I'm talking about preparation for it, planning for when you have little children, because when you lose power, or if you lose power for a few days, you want to have things for them to do so they don't go stir crazy. In some weather events such as this, you can't even go outside. Little children are going to be excited and they're going to want to get out in the snow. But in some cases, it's not safe, or it's too cold, or it's too windy. You can't just pack them up and put them outside. You're going to have to prepare to have things readily available for them to do. What does that mean? What does that mean, prepare? You don't even know what's coming, how much of it's coming, how long it will last. They have estimates. You know, we never know for certain until the storm is here. You have to prepare just like anything else. When you hear about a storm coming, you go to the store, you get food, you stock up. But many people may have never experienced this before, or at this level of ice and snow. They might not know what to do. They might think, oh, it's just a few inches, or it's just a little ice. They might be thinking, it's not a big deal. Nothing's going to happen. But if it did happen, what would you do with children going stir crazy for a few days if it came to that? One of the first things I used to do with my children is I used to get the games in a spot ahead of time, because in the event you do lose power, you need to have a place where they are so you can easily access them, so you don't trip over anything trying to get to them. Or if you lose power and they're in a dark place like a basement, you're not going to want to go trekking downstairs in the dark looking for board games. So that's one thing you can do. Have them readily available. If you have table space, put them on a table. If you have a closet, like a linen closet, put them in a linen closet shelf. Just have them close by. The second thing you can do, children love stickers. And I'm talking about children over the age of 3 here. So children love stickers. You can get out your stickers and set them aside with paper to have on hand, or put them in a drawer. Like these are here in a drawer. I know exactly where they are. Have them together with some paper or some notebooks so the children can have fun using the stickers when they get bored of the games. Do you have a collection of anything? Like here, I have a collection of buttons. Do you have any buttons in your sewing chest? Get them out, set them aside, put them in a little Tupperware, and let your children sort them by color. You'd be amazed how much fun a child would have sorting buttons. We're adults. We don't look at that as fun necessarily. We might think of it as a chore or, something to do, but the children would absolutely love it. Egg cartons. Do you have any available? Do you have an empty one? If so, take it and fill it with different textures. Maybe put some rice in one, oatmeal in one, cereal in one, and play a game. Blindfold your children, taking turns, letting them feel it and seeing if they can guess what's in it. Do you have some Tupperware? Get one out. Tear up some pieces of paper and write programs or movies or TV shows on it. Put it in the Tupperware. Let the children pick out from the Tupperware and take turns picking what to watch in the event you have power. This is a junk drawer. Many people have a junk drawer. Go through your junk drawer. Go through your battery stash. Make sure you have all the batteries you need to change up in your flashlights. In addition, get your flashlights ready. Who doesn't love a good table fort? Get your blankets out. Make sure they're clean. Clean your tabletops off. If you have a coffee table, if you have a kitchen table, or something you don't need to eat at, take that blanket, set it on a chair, get more blankets, get some sheets, old sheets you're not using. If you lose power, now your kids can make a fort. Get out the flashlights, let them go to town. They will absolutely love it. Do you have any paper punches? Get out the kid-friendly ones, like the butterflies or whatever shapes are kid-friendly. When my children were little, I always had construction paper on hand. Now I have cardstock. Whatever paper you have, colored paper, color copy paper, whatever you have, get it ready with your hole punches. Let the kids punch out shapes. Perhaps you already have some die cuts that you purchased and never used or had leftover. Get those ready as well. In addition, do you have any extra fabric squares or anything like that? Get that in a stack. What kind of products do you have for gluing? Do you have kid-friendly glue? Do you have glue sticks? Anything works. Hello, Jax. Take it all over to your table where you're going to want the kids to do all of these crafts. Set it up for them, and that's where it is. You'll know where it's at, so you're not digging around in the dark looking for this stuff. As Jax has catnip all over his back. Do you have tea sets that sit around your kids' playroom that are never used? Perhaps you picked up some extra bottled water or bottled drinks, some apple juice, whatever you got. Have these washed and ready to go so you can do tea time. Pretend, of course, with your children after they get bored of all the crafts. Of course, there's always the child that wants to draw with paper and crayons. Have the Crayolas out. Have the paper out. Let them use their imagination and do whatever. Or make up games. Get some paper and make up games. I used to make them up for my kids all the time. I had a froggy game and I drew little frogs and we cut them out with our scissors. And then I made little lily pads and they could color everything in. And then we made like a froggy jumping game. Things like that. Do you have some cardboard? I literally made this when my kids were little out of a piece of cardboard. I covered it with some cardstock and card paper and some ribbon and some flowers. Voila. Now you have a photo frame that they created so you can put their snowstorm of the century picture in it. Some other considerations. You might think of having some building blocks or Legos or their favorite Matchbox cars or their Barbie toys, things with little parts. You might want to consider putting those in a different area from where all this other stuff is. Because if it's dark, if the electricity goes out and you don't have power, you don't want small parts getting on the floor and people stepping on them with bare feet. So that kind of thing, put away in a different area. They can play with it in a different area. But these things should be for the family to do together. That way it keeps restless children happy and focused and playing with something that you can make memories with them. Another fun idea. Do you have dress-up clothes for the kiddos? My kids spent hours dressing up. They dressed up like police and firefighters and nurses and doctors and vets. That's another fun thing for them to do. Put out the dress-up clothes and maybe even do something different. If you haven't had them in a tote before or a trunk or something, get a container in your house or a basket. Make it a little different, a little fun. They'll think they're playing with something new. This is a game board my grandmother made when I was a little girl. And we had the funnest time with this. So it's easy to do. I mean, she had an old game board and she glued this on and we colored it. But that's what I mean. Like, you can do so many activities with your children to keep them entertained without them driving you crazy. This here is a picture from 1977. It was 3 feet of snow. That's what 3 feet of snow looks like. One last tip before I end the video. If you have some silk flowers in your house or anything like that, you can let the kids make little bouquets because Valentine's Day is coming up. So then they can sit there and make little bouquets for their friends, their teachers, whoever, just to give their little hands and their attention something to do so that they're not stir crazy begging you to play with them or begging you to find something for them to do. You'll have it all out at your fingertips and ready to go. Thank you so much for watching this video. And more importantly, please everyone stay safe.